Welcome back to our channel. You won't believe the tragedy we're about to tell. A terrifying nightmare suddenly strikes when happiness seems to be smiling. When a beautiful woman collapses in the spotlight, what awaits behind? An incurable brain tumor, a hidden truth, and a love that stands between life and death. Join us on this painful yet emotional journey, a story that will leave you speechless until the very end. When the spotlight shines brightly. Amidst the warm applause and overflowing congratulations at the biggest event of the year, no one expected that in just a short moment, everything will be turned upside down. Nicole, the woman who was always strong, elegant and radiant in every step, suddenly staggered and collapsed in the middle of the auditorium, shocking everyone. No one reacted in time except Ted, the man who had always been by her side like a shadow. In a split second, he rushed over, holding the body that was slowly fading in his arms without understanding what was happening. Panic enveloped the entire luxurious room when Nicole lost consciousness for no apparent reason. Ted immediately took her to the hospital with fear tearing at every vein. The hours of waiting outside the emergency room seemed to drag on endlessly. Ted laid his head on the waiting chair. His heart was suffocated by the fear of losing the woman he loved the most. Finally, the door opened, and the doctor walked in with a heavy face. The bad news was like a cold knife stabbing straight into Ted's heart. Nicole had a large brain tumor, in an extremely dangerous position, inoperable. And the cruelest thing was that she only had a few short months to live. There was no miracle, no other choice but to accept the cruel truth. Ted was stunned. The whole world seemed to collapse under his feet, all sounds became distant, all colors became pale, only pain and despair swirled in his mind. He thought that shock was the end of the pain. But the tragedy did not stop there. When she woke up, Nicole's eyes were not bewildered or surprised, but contained a deep sadness, as if she had known this before. Ted's feeling of insecurity grew day by day, until he accidentally discovered in Nicole's desk drawer an old medical record, clearly stating the diagnosis from many months ago. His heart stopped. She knew. Nicole knew everything. She had fought silently alone, hiding the pain, hiding the terrible truth from the man who loved her so deeply. Ted couldn't believe it. Couldn't understand why she had chosen to stay silent when they had both sworn not to hide anything from each other. The pain of the disease had not yet subsided, and now the hurt of being hidden made Ted's heart shatter. He felt betrayed, not because she was sick, but because she refused to let him accompany her in the most difficult battle of her life. The following days were a series of endless internal struggles. Ted tried to understand, tried to forgive, but the unanswered questions kept repeating in his head. Why didn't she tell him? Why did she choose to suffer alone? Was it because she didn't believe in the strength of their love? Or because she didn't want him to suffer? Nicole, although her body was getting weaker, her eyes still shone with resilience. She did not regret her decision to keep it a secret, because she did not want her last days to be filled with pity and worry. She wanted Ted to live a full life, not haunted by illness, not imprisoned in days of sadness. But she did not expect that her silence would be a knife stabbing back into the heart of the person she loved. The following days were full of contradictions, both love and pain. Both the desire to keep every moment together, and having to face the inevitable truth. Ted took care of Nicole little by little. But sometimes he would quietly turn away to hide the tears that kept falling. He tormented himself, blaming himself for not recognizing the signs sooner. For believing too much in her strong appearance without feeling the weakness hidden deep inside. Their love was tested by cruel fate. Every day that passed was a day shorter in Nicole's life. And also a day that Ted learned to love more deeply, despite the pain weighing on his shoulders. Simple moments like sitting together watching the sunset, or simply holding hands in silence, suddenly became priceless memories engraved deep in Ted's heart. He started writing a diary every day, recording every emotion, every precious moment with Nicole, as a way to keep her soul forever in his heart. As the weeks passed, Nicole's body grew weaker. The headaches were so intense that she could barely stand. But she still tried to smile. Still tried to be strong so as not to hurt Ted. Sometimes she collapsed, but still whispered an apology for not telling him sooner. Ted no longer blamed her. The pain of knowing the truth melted into pity, gratitude, because even though it was short, he still had time to be with her, to love her, and to prove that their love was stronger than death. The day Nicole left, no one could hold back their tears. But in her last look, there was peace. Because she knew that the love they shared had overcome the boundaries of pain, betrayal, and even death. Ted hugged her gradually cold body, tears falling silently, no more resentment, no more anger, only pure and deep love. He knew he would never forget her. And that, no matter how much time passed, Nicole would always be a part of his soul, living in every breath, every heartbeat. The tragedy had ended, but love had not. The story of Ted and Nicole was not only a sad love song, but also a symbol of a love that did not surrender to fate. A love that transcended death, a love that did not need promises. Only needed the courage to love with all your heart, even if it was just a few days, a few hours, or just the last breath. This touching story made millions of viewers choke up. If you also feel the depth and beauty of this love, don't forget to follow and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next emotional, dramatic, and surprising developments of Beyond the Gates. There are many things waiting for you ahead.